Hi, I'm Julie Fei-Fan Balzer, and I get asked a lot about curving text. Well, I've got a great idea for you today. We are going to use a word processing program and then the ScanNCut's built-in scanner.
I'm here in my word processing software and I'm going to go ahead up to Insert and choose Word Art. So now I have some sort of fancy looking text here. So I'm going to say curve this text. Now if I select all, I can choose the format that I want by clicking on any of these buttons. I can also go ahead and change the font. I want a nice bold font that's going to cut really well. That's one of my major concerns. And I can also change the size of the font if I want it to be bigger or smaller. Okay. So now we want to get to curving. So I'm going to just click on Format. And you can see there's something here that says Effects. So this is going to allow me to choose Transform. And if I want to curve it, I can do it like that. And you can see how the whole line comes together. And if I don't like that, then there are other curves and I can play with them and see which one I like better. I can also do, you know, all sorts of different things depending on how much text I have. So you can play around with it until you're happy with what you've chosen. And the other thing is, if you want to change the amount of curve, you can do that here. See how this circle, it's like it creates this path and that flipped it. So this little sort of diamond is the key to making any adjustments that you want to. You can see I can pull this down a little, shift it to the side. I can bring it back to where it was, etc., etc. And you can change the box size, obviously, as well. So once you're happy with the curve and you've decided that it's what you want, you can curve it just a tiny bit if you want, then you're ready to print this out and we're going to go ahead and scan it into our ScanNCut.
So I have placed my printout into my scanning mat. And from the home screen, I'm going to choose Scan and Scan to Cut Data. And then I'm just going to press the Start button. From the three scanning options, I'm going to choose the center one, which does inside and outside the lines. I'm also going to drag in the arrows so that I miss catching any stray marks by accident. Finally, I'm going to go to Ignore Object Size, and I'm going to bring this down as tight as possible so that I really get my scan. And then I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to save it into the memory of the machine. Once it's been saved, I'm going to press the Home button. It's totally fine to delete all patterns. Retrieve data. We saved it into the machine. It's right here. Now, one quick note, which is this is saved in multiple different little pieces. So what I mean by that is if I click Edit, can you see how that red box is jumping all around? That's because this is made up of lots of little pieces. I want it to be made up of one piece, so I'm going to select all, and then I'm going to group it. So now it's one big piece, and because it's one big piece, I can move it. If I can grab it, there you go. And I can also resize it to make it whatever size I want it to be. Or exactly smaller, whatever it is you want. The point is that it's completely customizable at this point, okay? So now we're gonna be ready to cut it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit OK until I reach the cutting screen. I'm gonna choose Cut, and then let me go ahead and grab some vinyl. I have a piece of vinyl loaded on the mat, Plus, I've already set this to half cut and I've done a test cut already. So I'm ready to press start. So now that it's done cutting, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to weed it and then we'll see how we did, but it looks like it cut perfectly. So here is my perfectly weeded text. You can see now that if you would like to curve text, you just need to do it in a word processing program and scan it right into your ScanNCut. Thanks so much for watching. For more tips, tricks, and tutorials, be sure to check out my blog at balzerdesigns.typepad.com, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course, don't forget about the ScanNCut website at scanandcut.com.